So yeah, Thursday happened. My parents left Thursday morning to go to Vegas, so they're back now. I picked them up earlier. Um, and then I was kind of just chilling that day, and then Friday came up, and I'm just on my phone, right? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm home alone. I had the house to myself. Let's try to crack. Like let's try to. So nah. So what ended up happening was Friday. I met up with Hooked on the Walls. What? What are you talking about? What are you putting, bro? But yeah. So where was I? So Friday, right? I woke up. I was just doing my thing. You tried. I tried doing what? What you mean you tried? To crack. Let me get to the story, bro. So I'm like on my phone. I'm like, my phone kind of dry. Let's, match with some people or whatever, right? So match with someone. She like in the same city, right? So I'm like, hey, I'm not doing none tonight because like I think I was gonna take. No, I was gonna take. I was gonna stream, but like the plan was I was going to do something, then just come back home and stream after. But that didn't happen, right? Because like the stuff that happened was, I was like insane. Bro, look, bro, 3 months without it, got somebody fiending, bro. But yeah. So I pull up, or well, okay, hold on. I'm 13 years without it. Once you get it, you won't be able to live without it, bro. Real ones know. But so I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible first, and then I'm gonna get into the details after. So I meet up with this girl. She in the same city. We meet up at a parking lot. Kind of like slightly busy. It's like there's like a couple of cars there, but it's like whatever. We're not really doing nothing, right? So we're there. We're not doing like anything at all, right? We're just talking for a while. Her phone is low battery. And I offer. I'm like, yo, I can charge your phone. I got chargers in here. She's like, nah, I'm good. So eventually your phone is like just dies. So, we're just kind of in there. And then, bro, she's like testing me, bro. She's like, I'm like, hey, I'm like that. She's like, I don't believe you. So she tested me, bro. So, I made a move or whatever. But we still, fully clothed or whatever, like just making out, right? Like, and then we go to the back seat, still fully clothed, and we're kind of just laying there, just chilling. And, her phone is dead, bro. So because her phone is dead, I guess her mom or something like that was trying to call her for like however long it was dead. I guess it was like an hour or 2 hours or something like that, bro. Because we were in there for a while, bro. And like by this time it's 11, and so her mom is calling, and like where she lives like right down the streets, like from the parking lot, bro. Like not even like a minute away, bro. Swear to God. So they pull up, they see us in the back seat, and they think, you see two teens in a back seat, bro. No less than a day. What? But yeah, a parent sees two teens in a back seat, like they're gonna think you're 20, not a teen. Well, you know what I mean. Like, 20-year-olds, teen, like, you know what I mean. So she's 20, right? I'm 20. My fault. But still, You see two people like around that age in a back seat, you're gonna assume that, like, what they're doing. She had all her clothes on, I had all my clothes on, bro. So they think we're doing something, and like they're yelling at her, and then they start yelling at me, and I'm like, "What you say fuck me for?" Like y'all know the 50 Cent clip, bro. Swear to God, that's how I felt. So, and then they just leave or whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess we gotta just leave now. So we only made out that time, right? So she goes back to her car, and then I just, hop back in the driver's seat. Because, my car's a two door, so like I have to like climb back to the front. So go back in the driver's seat. I'm like, all right, let me get my music up and everything. Open up Instagram, see if any of my friends sent me some. So and then she like her parents pull back, bro. I have a hat on, and bro, they're trying to take a picture of me, bro. The front of my car don't got the license plate because like you're fine only having it in the back, bro. They're trying to take a picture of me. They're trying to get like a picture of my face and everything. I had a hat on and everything, and I'm like this, and like, bro, I think it's funny, so I'm like smiling right here, bro. Like I'm smiling, trying not to laugh because like I know like this is funny, low key, bro. Aura, yes sir. But bro, they're just like they're trying to take a picture of me. And then she like her mom gets out of the car from like the passenger side. She's like marching towards my car. I drove out that bit, bro. I drove out so fast, bro. Like she's right here, the car is right here. I'm Car's right here. I'm right here, bro. She's walking towards me, right? She's like, inching closer and closer. I just drove right on past her, bro. And I like turned as fast as I can out, so that way like if she was trying to take a picture of me or the license plate, she was not getting a clear picture at all. So then I just dipped out there, bro. I got like McDonald's after because I was starving. But yeah, that happened. And so now it's about to be midnight at this point, right? So now she's like, "Yo, pull up." And she was like bleeding during this time, so I wasn't able to do nothing, bro. So I was like, "Damn." But she was like, "Pull up, I can give you some head or something like that, bro." So I was like, "Don't gotta tell me twice." So we pull up and we went to a different parking lot, and then yeah, and then I ended up getting home at like 4 at that time. When you see blood, but you swim, bro, I am not swimming, bro. I'm not dipping my sword in that Red Sea. Yeah, bro, I got home at 4 in the morning, bro. Yeah. But I was going to stream, but it was just all that stuff that happened. If none of that stuff happened, we just went to like a chill parking lot, like off the jump or whatever, and she wasn't bleeding, bro, we would have had it going like, and then I would have been able to stream like immediately after, bro. Like guarantee you, bro. But yeah, that's why I didn't go live Friday, and then Saturday I went with my friends to the movies, so that was kind of like why. That was planned out though. And then yesterday, I was going to stream, but then stuff with my sister and everything, I had to like stay with her. So I couldn't do nothing yesterday. I was going to, but I just didn't because of that. Now here we are today. So yeah. Like I can give like a little bit more details about like the story though, right? Like she pull up, you know, like I'll give like a little bit more details, right? So like from like since the back seat, right? Because this is like when I started really putting in a lot of details, bro. We're in the back seat. I'm good, bro. I'm not gonna go into like graphic detail or of like she took my pants off. No, bro. I'm not gonna do all that, bro. But like, bro, so we're in the back seat and like her parents pull up, bro. they're yelling at her first, right? And then, bro, they're yelling at me, bro. I swear to God, they were calling me like a bad boy. They thought I was like a minor or something, bro. They thought I was like a minor, like her being 20. So they were like, "You bad boy" or whatever. And bro, that almost that almost sent me, bro. Being called a bad boy by a parent is so funny. But hello, licking his lips, bro. No, it's just so funny though. It's just the way that they were saying it. It was so funny. Um, but yeah, like they call me a bad boy, and then bro, so yeah, you're such a bad boy. You need to get punished. Yo, what is good with you, bro? Like, what's first chat you've ever typed in here, and that's the first thing you say. Typed. He did not deserve a timeout for that, bro. But all right. Um, just playing. All right. But no. So that was the passenger side. Like, so okay. So isn't there like a sketch app on, or like an like isn't like can you like draw on like Notepad or something like that? No, I'm an idiot. Which Mac app is it where you can like draw on it? Actually, I have Photoshop. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, you're getting spanked for that later tonight, bro. Don't tease me, gang. Here, let me like open up like a blank thing on Photoshop to really like give y'all a visual. All right, PC's about to blow up. All right, so where's the brush? Here we go. All right, this is the parking lot. All right, it's just not letting me draw, I guess. All right. Oh, it's on white. That's why. All right, hold on. This is like the parking lot, right? Right? This is the parking lot. Right, we got all the parking spaces or whatever. And we're like at like the edge, right? Hold on. Low key. What if this is an awful? I'm so ass at this. Hold on. Because yeah, we're like at the edge, right? So this is like an easier way to like really picture this out. They say Picasso died. Chill, bro. So yeah, we're like at the edge over here, right? We're like at the edge of the parking lot. So this is the edge back here. My car, or like, okay, her car is like over here, right? We'll just draw a circle with like, you know, this is her car over here, right? What if I told you I am younger than you? What is it, bro, like 6? So this is her car over here. We'll just leave it white, and then we'll make my car is over here. Okay. The, you know, sexier looking square. So this is my car, okay? They pull up. Skirt. So passenger side is facing my passenger side. So this is when they're yelling at her, talking about like, why are you answering your phone? Like, we've been calling you for 2 hours, and they look at me and call me a bad boy. Then they go over here, reverse, and then they go right here. So now it's the driver's side over here, right? So now it's like her dad or something like that looking at me, just saying stuff to me. I don't really know what he was saying, to be honest. Um, but then they leave, right? They leave the parking lot, and like their house is like a minute away. So she gets out the little thing, right? She's over here walking back to her car, right? So now I'm over here, front seat instead of in the back, right? And then she gets in her car. I'm clipping this and sending them to art museums. Did you ever play Fears the Fathom Carson House? Yeah, I did. I played all the Fears the Fathom games. You gotta stop playing with these girls' hearts, you dog. Bro, this is your first time coming in, bro. How do you know that I'd be doing this, bro? But okay, so she's over here in her car now. I'm over here. So I'm over here just trying to get my playlist right and everything. Sheldon Lee Cooper, you dog. So I'm over here just, getting my playlist right. I'm like, all right, let me see what I'm gonna eat. Then their car just pulls up out of nowhere again, stops right here, and it's like her mom is, well, imagine this is a car, right? Her mom is passenger side, trying to take a picture of me, and this is when I'm covering my face like this, bro. I'm like, yeah, you ain't getting me, gang. And I don't got the license plate in the front. It's only, back here. You have a reputation through the state as a serial womanizer. Really? What's my first and last name then? Because I don't believe you really know like that. So yeah, they're trying to take a picture of me. So I'm, just like, yeah, you ain't getting a picture of me, gang. And then, bro, they get out of their car, bro. I swear, we might be watching this later. All right, I'll take a look at it. But bro, I swear, bro, she gets out of the car. She's over here walking towards me. She's marching at me. It's like, boom, boom. She's over here on this side, right? So they're over here talking about like, you wouldn't be laughing. This is your daughter or whatever, bro. Toom, toom. All right, bro. They're like, if this is your daughter, what would you do and whatever like that, bro. And like, bro, them saying that almost sent me, bro. So okay, so she's more closer like on this side, if I'm being honest, right? So her being closer over here, I just skirted right on past, bro. Cause then her car's not gonna catch up to me, bro. And her doing this over here, I knew she was gonna take a picture of her phone. She didn't have her phone out, so I was like, okay, it's my time to bail. So I skirt past, and then over here is like where like you turn into like this is like the turn where you like turn and like leave the parking lot. So I'm skirting, you really turn into like the Angela ball over here, right? I'm over here and when I swerve in that corner, whoa, whoa, and they can't get a clear picture of me, gang. So yeah, and then I guess she left immediately after and just like went back to her house, bro. So yeah, that's that. Never say that again, bro. I'm just giving you an example of how fast I was skirting off like that, bro. All right. I was just saying, turn 4 times in a sentence, bro. Whatever, bro. So I'm driving back, and bro, my adrenaline is going crazy, bro. Like my leg on the brake, like on a red light, bro. It was shaking, like, bro. Driving like Lamelo, bro. I was over here terrorizing my streets, man, like driving back, bro. You got no idea. So I guess the police got called, but it's not because of me or anything I did. I guess like I don't even know if I can say it on stream, but it's like something like her family. It wasn't really like anything with me. But bro, she is such a W though. I got to drive a Polarios. I don't even know what that is. Polaro. I don't know. But bro, so cops get called. I'm home alone, so my first thought is if there's cops at my front door, my parents are gonna look at the ring camera or whatever. They're gonna be like, "Yo, why is there cops at the door? What did you do?" So thankfully they didn't get my license plate, so they can't track down where I live. So they're asking her questions, and they're like, Yo, bro, talking about cops, bro. Yeah, I don't know if you were here to like listening to the story, bro, but like I'm telling like a crazy story. Um, so yeah, I'm like home alone. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to have any cops show up to my front door. So I guess the cops ask her like what happened or whatever. Green's always here. He look he is. Um, and she's such a W, bro. Like, bro, shout out to her, bro. She said, I ain't giving no name, no age. All I'm gonna say is that he was over 18. Because we are both over 18, right? So, like, now is it. So they're like, all right, that's all we really needed to know. Cause again, we didn't do nothing in the back seat. He comes out of nowhere. He Loki just sits here and then he just types out of nowhere. That's like what Greens be doing, bro. Um. So yeah. So now at this point, right? At this point, I'm just like, I go back home after I get McDonald's, and then I'm just at my house eating or whatever. I'm telling my friends about this story. Some of them think like some of the stuff is like hilarious or whatever. Which I mean, some of it is, bro. The way that they were just calling me like a bad boy, I was like, bro. And then I was like, yeah, I mean, like she chilling all, but like not like no type of wifey material or nothing like that, bro. Like, nah, definitely not like that. Bad boy, bro. Chill. But yeah, like they're over here. Like I was like telling my friends all that. So we're just doing our we're just talking or whatever. So then she texts me and then like the stuff that she was saying, I thought it was a trap. I thought it was cops texting on her phone because I didn't really know like that much was happening, or I thought it was maybe like her parents or something like that, bro. Because like the way that she was wording stuff sounded a little bit weird. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna call you *67 because she didn't know my number at this point, right? So I was like, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna really feel out how it is and if you're really alone, and then you take a picture where you are or whatever. She was really alone, so let me link up again. And this is 1:30 at this point, bro. Like around 1:30 or something like that. I pull up, and then cops are like, the people in the parking lot are like, yo, because like we went to the same parking lot, right? Like, the same parking lot, pretty much parked in like the exact same spots, right? So they got people patrolling because, they're about to close the gates, right? Like, they're about to close the gates. So they're like, hey, if y'all need another place to go, we're about to close the gates. So, like, y'all can't be here anymore. So, like, all right, cool. We ain't make no moves. And at this point, bro, she has her dog in the back seat of her car, bro. Like, are we for real right now? But, yeah. So then we just go to a different parking lot. And then, yeah, like, the rest is barbecue chicken from there. Didn't crack because she was, bleeding. But yeah, got me some of that hawk tua with the dog, bro. No, the dog was just in the back, like doing his own thing. He wasn't really like looking at us or whatever. We just stayed in the front. And then, bro, after we're done, another cop shows up, bro. Like we finish up, we're chilling, right? Now this is a new parking lot, right? So this time this is the edge. This is our cars. Right, this is like the parking spots, right? She's parked like right here. I'm parked right here, bro. So cops patrol this little area. Jello, did you last 10 seconds? Call him Brawny. Jello did last 10 seconds. Bro, no, I lasted like about an hour. Probably a little bit less, but like I wasn't trying to like go that long. It was just some neck, bro. Like I wasn't trying to like make her just like slurp on it for like hella long. So yeah, so an hour, bro. I promise you, bro, because I literally met up with her at 1:30, and then the people were like, "Yo, we got to go to a different parking lot." So around now it's like 2:15 maybe or something like that. We're in this other parking lot. We're chilling, and then I'm like, hey, like, yeah. And then, bro, I left at like 4 to go back home and went to sleep, bro. So it was about an hour, maybe even more. I don't even know, bro. I don't time myself. Give me a handy and like a blowy, bro. Like, so, but yeah, after we finish, bro, she's like laying on me, bro. She think I'm gonna be like hers forever or something like that, bro. That ain't what we doing. But yeah, so cops are pulling around. They're driving this way. They see our cars, and they pull back this way, and then they stop. So they're just like right here behind this car, and this is her car. This is her car that we're in, right? So they go up driver's seat, bro, and my shirt was still off, bro. I put, so like when I saw that they stopped here, I was like, oh. So I put my shirt on, bro. I put my shirt on backwards, bro. I was trying to go so fast, bro. W drawing gameplay. Facts, bro. People are gonna be skimming through this VOD and just be like, yo, what is this dude doing? Um, so yeah, and then they walk over right here, right? And they're like, they're talking to us or whatever. They just ask for our IDs, and they're like, yeah, y'all can't be here at this hour. It's like park is closed or whatever. So we're like, all right, bet. And then we're like, well, we don't got nowhere to be, bro. She got kicked out of her house because of the stuff that I was doing, bro. Because of the stuff that I did, bro. She got kicked out of the house for the night. She literally slept in her car for that night, bro. I feel so bad. I was like, damn, that's really my fault. But yeah. Like I couldn't bring her back to my place, bro, because she had a dog, bro. If she didn't have a dog, then I probably would have. I wouldn't care. But yeah, so and then, bro, you know what's funny too though? The cop asked us like, well, like she asked her because she's like in the driver's seat. She's like, "Is that your boyfriend over there?" Bro, I was like literally looking away, bro, because like I was like, "Yo, what?" Like that's crazy to just assume off the jump, but yeah. And then after that, the cop left, and then like 5 minutes later, or something like that, I walked back to my car over here and just sat over here and just drove off. Went back home. Kind of didn't didn't hit the sheets till 4 a.m. So yeah, that was my Friday. I'm awake. Welcome, bro. Welcome. You just missed a crazy story, but yeah. But yeah, that's why I was gone on Friday. She's still texting me and everything, so she probably not like, so I can probably, hit that or whatever. But I'm not home alone no more. And where were you those past few days, bro? I was just explaining, bro. I'll sum it up, bro. Um, Friday I was getting some neck. Saturday I went to a movie theater, and then yesterday I was supposed to stream. I was going to stream, but then stuff with my sister happened, so that's why I didn't stream. But tonight, we're streaming, obviously, as you can tell. Neck, yeah, bro. The people of this generation might call it this. No, 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 no. Like people in this generation probably call it this right here. Yeah. Could have done more, but like my dumb ass. Nah, bro, you're good. I guess a lot of people call it different things though. Neck, head, whatever. Sloppy. Yeah, that was my Friday.